welcome to episode 12 of the Gladiator Fit Philosophies YouTube channel and podcast. Today I'm excited to discuss a global issue, which is declining testosterone levels. Now, before I begin, when I talk about declining testosterone levels, I'm not just, solely referring to, the more testosterone you have, the more muscle you have, and the more muscle you have, the less fat and more ladies you get. Because a lot of people hear testosterone and they immediately think you're talking about, just bodybuilding or something just muscle related. And, frankly, testosterone has a multitude of different functions and roles it plays in one's body, especially in males, but testosterone is also present in females. But for the sake of discussion, testosterone is the master male hormone. And one thing is for certain, that the key to more longevity, health, and a better quality of life for males is dependent upon testosterone. And since about the 1970s, testosterone levels in males have been steadily dropping at approximately at a rate about 1% per year. You're probably thinking, that doesn't mean crap, but you have to think about it like this. Let's put this into perspective. A 25-year-old in the 1980s had on average 30 to 40% higher testosterone than a 25-year-old in 2021. And you could look around and you could tell. In other words, it's very likely, it's not guaranteed, but it's very likely that your father or your grandfather had higher testosterone levels on average than you probably do at the age you're at right now. Like when he was your age, he probably had more than you do right now, but obviously that's not guaranteed. So the obvious question is, what is causing this worldwide phenomenon? Let me put it to you like this. There's simply not one singular answer, but a multitude of environmental, physical, hormonal, nutritional, variations to why this might happen. But I can tell you one thing is for certain. Plastic pollution is contributing to this, and plastic pollution is a worldwide phenomenon. With plastic having many different hormone disrupting chemicals such as biphenyl phosphate, BPA, there's other elements in plastic that really induce estrogen production in men. And I'm going to do a separate discussion about the hormone disrupting chemicals found in plastic and other products. But just know that the, use of plastic has not helped with this. We also need to consider too that the world globally is consuming more and more processed foods. It's obviously more in certain countries, but the lack of basic micronutrients that are found in healthy, non-processed foods that are natural or organic farm quality is causing a lot of issues. You have to remember this. When you're lacking, healthy food, you're eating foods that's processed and it's missing those key micronutrients. And one thing that's very unique in this time in history is that we are overfed but undernourished. So let me repeat that. We are overfed but undernourished. So what you're seeing is obesity is an issue in a lot of countries, especially the countries that started adopting American snacks, and NAFTA helped with that, but I'm not going to go into NAFTA right now. But obesity is an issue, but in the United States it's an epidemic. And here in the US we have the highest obesity levels in the first world, and globally more and more people are becoming obese, and as a society that is not something that you want to see increasing. And there's no real effort from big pharma and our mainstream medicine in handling this issue. You'll come across a doctor that'll tell you to eat better and exercise, but there isn't like the same effort to initiate, whether it's through education or some kind of program to get people to be healthier. And doctors are not educated in nutrition, and a lot of them rely heavily on prescribing drugs and surgeries. So it's also makes sense why a lot of people, they'll go see their doctor and get given the wrong information, but that's a separate conversation. And when we talk about the food we get and the soil that grows it, topsoil worldwide has been impacted due to the wide use of heavy pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and this has effectively stripped much of the soil of the rich biodiversity and the healthy microbes and bacteria that are very beneficial for our health and for the world around us, and for other organisms and insects. This has stripped much of the nutrients from much of the foods we eat, and this has all been exacerbated by the industrial monocrop agricultural system with its antagonistic mechanistic approach to agriculture, which literally hurts nature. This idea of monocrop, growing a single crop on acres upon acres of land, is not only not natural or healthy, but it requires more and more water, pesticides, herbicides and fungicides. See, companies like Monsanto and these agro businesses, they're patenting seeds that they claim require less water, but what they're really doing is they're bringing the industrial business model to agriculture, and they're monopolizing what can be grown because of intellectual property. And then they're making their seeds only basically work with the pesticides that they sell. And the future is regenerative agriculture, regenerative farming. I'm actually going to do a video about regenerative farming and why you should support it for your health and for the environment. But our petrochemical industrial agriculture system is also exacerbating this decline in testosterone. And the next important thing that I want to discuss is stress. Obviously, I have a video about stress, but stress is a big enemy to testosterone production. And, more people are spending time working nowadays and paying bills and stressed out about rent and mortgage and, their family's future, especially with this COVID-19. So listen, I know you're not going to be able to run around like a Dalai Lama in the world we live in, but you have to figure out healthy ways to deal with this stress, because these issues won't just disappear overnight. There's things you could do like meditation, exercise, hobbies that allow you to have fun and leisure, having sex. These are important for your health, and it's very critical. And I just want to, lastly, I want to touch on this. When people hear the word testosterone, they immediately just think muscle building and fat loss, which obviously testosterone is, very critical for muscle building and fat loss. But it's also important for regulating your mood. And it affects your bone density, it affects your muscle recovery, it affects red blood cell production. It has impacts as well on your body's ability to sleep, and the list goes on and on. I'm going to do a separate video about the different roles of testosterone, but it is far more than just something that gives you muscles. And let me explain it. Physiologically, it has an integral role. And we have to look at this as a real problem because it is an issue. And I hope you got some value out of this. Like I said, I'm going to do several videos about testosterone and, different elements of it and, its impact on your physiology. So I hope you got some value out of this, and I hope you decide to take your health into your own hands. If you got this far in the video, you might as well give it a like and a subscribe. But more than anything, I hope you got value from this, and I'm always going to be coming with new topics and different types of exercises. And I know I've said a few videos that workout videos are coming soon, but they're coming soon and they're going to hit the ground hard. So stay tuned and much love.